we focus on human nature specifically, it must first of all be admitted that there is such a thing as human nature. And Kant states anthropology is not a description of human beings, but of human nature. So how does he establish his general notion of human nature? Some people are skeptical that there is such a thing. So how does Kant approach this?
Yeah, well, Kant's certainly not a relativist or a skeptic on this issue of human nature. He thinks there is a universal human nature. He is, however, at the same time, I think, more sensitive about history than many people who favor universal definitions. I mean, because he views the human condition as itself something that develops over generations through culture and education, he's very aware of the changing nature of human nature, okay? Now, I'm not sure I answered your whole question there. What was the, where do we get our sense of human nature? Yeah, well, Kant has a very, I think, interesting and important perspective here. It differs from a lot of mainstream social science work. On the one hand, he does believe that anthropology is an empirical science based on observation. But in many of his anthropology lectures, he says there are vitally important aids to anthropology. What are they? Novels, plays, history, and biographies. So yeah, what he's after is an account of what is universal and deeply rooted about the human condition. And he does think that novelists and playwrights and biographers often do a better job at getting to this core of who we are than, if I may, an anthropologist who goes out and does field studies with a tribe for a month or two. It's empirical, but for him, we also do need to use our imagination and rely on the abilities and resources of fiction writers to get to it. So it's a much broader based type of empirical science, if you will, than what tended to develop later on after his death in anthropology and the other human sciences.